Well, Tony, what are we going to do with this lovely fish?
Well, we've had a great morning out at Howth, at Rights of Howth, and had a look around the fishmongers there. And we've got some beautiful salmon.
It looks lovely.
It is. These are lovely fillets of salmon, they are. There's no skin and there's no bone, so it's pure eating. Now, I will say though, this is farmed salmon. Now, people have this thing about using farmed salmon and that we should use wild. But if the world was to use wild salmon for one day in a year, the whole wild salmon stocks will be depleted. And I can assure you that Wrights, they have quality control on their salmon, and it is beautiful, and it does taste, because I've had a little taste already.
Oh, you naughty boy. What are we going to do with it though?
You know me, I just have to have a little experiment. We're going to do two dishes. The first one we're going to do is a favourite of mine. It's salmon fillet with Bombay aloo, or spiced potato.
Sounds exotic.
It is exotic, and it's quite different to what you'd normally do with fish. Usually fish, you have nice mild and gentle sauces and creamy sauces. This is way off the mark altogether.
Okay, so what do we need?
We need boiled new potatoes, which have already been cooked. I didn't use them, the leftover. That I'm going to fry with onions, and we'll have pepper and peas, and I've got some spices over there, some garam masala and some ground coriander and some ground curry powder.
When you got to the spices, you started listing things I don't have as usual, like garam masala.
Listen, look, and you know me, the garam masala you don't have to have. You can, if you have curry powder, that'll be okay.
Great.
The garam masala, I don't like my curry with this too hot, and this is what I'm going to explain to you, is that I'll have it so it's quite mild. So the curry powder that I use will be less than you would do if you didn't use this garam masala. But the garam masala gives you everything but the spice, the hotness in curry, and you get it. It's only about 80 cents in one of the Asian shops locally. So go down and buy yourself some of that. If you're interested in cooking, you will need it eventually sometime, and it's like any hobby that you have it in, you'll use it. Okay,
I'll put it on my list. Okay.
Good.
What else?
Now, after we do the Bombay potato, we will, oh sorry, I forgot to mention, we'll actually add some tomato juice to that, to make the sauce. After that, we make a little dressing that goes around the outside, and the dressing is made with some sweet chilli, coriander and a bit of oil, and it's coriander chilli dressing. Okay, I can
understand most of these,
and if you want, so we'll mix it. We'll actually have we'll leave the sweet chilli out of the dressing. Just have that.
I like sweet chilli.
You do? Okay. Well, we'll add that. So we're going to get cooking. I'm going to start. I've got a bit of normal vegetable oil, which I'll pour in my saucepan here, and I'm going to fry up my onions.
You don't start with the fish?
No, I don't start with the fish. The fish we're going to cook at the very last minute, because I like mine slightly pink in the inside, okay? A little bit rare in the inside, so it won't take that long. So in go the onions. Right, and here come my spices. This is the garam masala. Look at the price. That's all it was, and this is 2011. Now that's a teaspoon of that in there, teaspoon and a half. A bit of ground coriander. Again, look at the price. You can get in any shops about half a teaspoon of this, about half a teaspoon of curry powder, Madras curry powder.
Also the same price, I see.
Also, it is. Doesn't cost much at all. And if it's a hobby, it will be well worth collecting.
And we'll be using those ingredients again.
Definitely, we have done previously. Right, you can see the mix?
Yeah, lovely.
Now into that goes my potatoes. Now, these are already cooked. You can cook some up. You don't need to have the skins on, but me, it's a bit of a penchant it is to have the skins on it. These are new potatoes.
Lovely.
From the garden. The last of them, I'm afraid. In goes a tomato. Now, I haven't added the peas or the pepper. The reason being, peas won't take long, and the pepper, I want to keep that nice vibrant red in it. So I'm going to add it at the very last minute. Now they'll take about 6 or 7 minutes to warm up. Going to put that temperature down. Those now for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll add the peas and the pepper.
What's going you have in your frying pan, Tony?
Well, we're going to cook the fish, but this here is a sheet of silicone. And you can buy that in your local supermarket. It costs about between €2 and €3. And what it does is it turns any pan into a non-stick pan.
Wow.
So you can see that's one of the old-fashioned pans, that is. And all I've done is stuck that in there, and the fish won't stick to it. And I want the fish to be nice and crispy on the outside. And normally what happens if you use a pan, you find that you're trying to dig the stuff off and you lose half of it. Okay, so that's warmed up nicely. In goes the fish on top.
Is there some oil in there as well?
There is. I should have mentioned there is a bit of oil in there. Can you see?
Oh, that's why I'm here to pick up on your mistakes, Tony.
Yeah, well, I make a lot of mistakes. And if I would been careful, I would have actually cut this in a circle, but I didn't. The sheet, I must say, it's not just €2 or €3 for a piece like that. That's about a quarter what we got in the supermarket.
Right.
So I'm going to put it what we call face side down. Now, can you see the salmon? That's where the skin was.
Okay, it's a slightly different colour.
It's slightly different, you can see. That's
yes.
quite bright. Now, that's what I call the face side.
And it's flatter as well.
It's flatter, and that'll be the side where the face side is the one we're going to be serving. So you always do that first. That in goes like that.
How long will the fish take?
The fish will take about 6 to 8 minutes to cook.
So this whole dish is going to take
It's not going to take any time whatsoever to do.
Wow.
Now you can see the potatoes.
Fast food indeed.
It is, very much so. Now once I turn these over, then it's ready to put the last or the remaining ingredients in there. Let's have a look at the fish now. Oh, beautiful.
Let's see. Oh, you're going
Hold on, I'll turn those over.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Lovely. And it's still quite rare. Can I just show you? You can see. I shouldn't be doing this. Right, now turn that over. And what I'm going to do, Lorcan, is I'm going to transfer that to the oven. But you can see, by adding that paper, how easy it is.
You've hardly cooked it at all on the bottom.
I have. Now I'll put it down there, a little bit of salt and pepper. The oven's at 180 degrees. That's the salt. There's the pepper. In that goes. About 5 minutes to go on that, okay? That pan is finished. Here are my potatoes. I'm going to season them. Salt, bit of pepper. I love this little hand one.
It's handy with the gloves roll, right?
It is, isn't it? And in go the pepper. Stir that around. I've got the colour, I've got the flavour. Do the oil.
The oil. So the chili oil.
The chili oil.
We're
going to do our dressing, and our dressing is 100 mils of oil and what I call a fistful of coriander. And we'll get the blender. In it goes like so. It's very creamy, or looks very creamy at the moment, but once it's settled down, it will go clear again. Oh well, it won't go clear, it won't be creamy. Now Lorcan, just look at that.
Oh yes, that looks
That hasn't
glorious.
taken any time whatsoever. We'll put that down. Here's the plate.
And it was so easy.
It is. Let me get the potato. Here's our Bombay potato. Put a portion of that in the middle.
Just move the oil out of the way, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Oh, it's lovely.
Okay.
Great combination of colours.
It's unusual. Give it that. And there's the salmon on top. Now, the dressing. Literally, this is the herb oil. Well, I've just got coriander oil. Now, I did say coriander, or I said herb and chili dressing. Well, the chili will be done separately. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Ah, a dish worthy of MasterChef.
Give me a second. Let me get a bit of... Et voila.
Lovely.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Now,
it.
we were talking about decoration before, and I said to you, I like to lift my food off the plate. Now, normally if you were serving this at home, you might have the potatoes here, and you'd have the vegetables there, and you'd have the fish next to it. You notice it sort of brings it alive a bit more and makes it look that much more fancy.
It certainly does.
Okay.
I'm getting hungrier. Let's eat.
Here's a fork.
Great. Wow, Tony, that was magnificent.
You know, Logan, this is disturbing. Every time that you do this, it's always me with the empty plate. It's like I'm the gannet. But you've devoured most of that fish.
I will, and I'll finish it. I'll lick the plate before we finish.
Well, what did you think of the combination of the curry, potatoes? Or not just so curry, but potatoes, spicy potatoes with the fish.
No, I wouldn't call it curry. It was a spicy.
Yeah,
it was a warm dish, not even hot.
Yeah, no.
It was a great combination.
Well, we didn't use too much madras, so we didn't have the chilli in there, but we did have the spices that go with the curry.
And we didn't lose the flavour of the salmon, which was glorious.
Certainly, I'd love to see that on an Indian restaurant's menu, or something similar to that, because you don't have that variety of fish in Indian restaurants, do you? Oh, you are. Oh,
I can't wait.
I'm glad.
You keep talking. I'm going to keep eating.
No, good. And it didn't take long whatsoever filming it.